Hi everyone, I'm Donna Stellhorn, your practical astrologer, and today we are talking about the full moon. It's on November 5th. It's at 13 degrees of Taurus, and this is a forecast for Capricorn and Capricorn rising. When we're starting to look at your chart, what we're going to start with is the full moon chart. And then, because these are general predictions, I'm going to shift the house system to a 0 Aries chart. And then I'm going to take the chart and I'm going to turn it until Capricorn is on the ascendant. And now we see that, of course, your sign ruler is still sitting with Neptune, now in Pisces, and these two have come back together into Pisces just for a little while. They're going to go back into Aries in January and February. But in the meantime, you have another opportunity between now and the end of the year to really get your vision clear. You see, Neptune is about, everything and what it is you want and what are the possibilities. And Saturn is the list maker, the scheduler, the one that says this needs to be a goal. So they've been traveling together for a couple of years now, and that has given you opportunities to try this and try that. Now you know in a world that feels so incredibly uncertain, you might say to me, how in the world can I make a goal? But that's the best time to make a goal, is to have this overarching, this is what I want. And if you get blown off course during that process, you know how to get back on course because you know what the course is. And so this can be something as visionary as, I want to live happily with my family in this beautiful place, or something quite specific, which would make Saturn happy, that says, I want to build this $1 million business that my friends can work at too, where we do something that helps the world, etc. So the thing is to be thinking about the future with a sense of curiosity and determination, and say all possibilities are possible because, you have that Saturn to back you up. Now, there's also an interesting configuration going on between Saturn and Venus, as well as Saturn and Jupiter. So these three are not in the most harmonious situation, but they are really having a conversation together. So when you picture it, it's kind of like three friends coming together, but they are very different people. So you have yourself, you're responsible, hardworking, you want to get things done right. And there is the Jupiter, the person comes with knowledge and a sense of adventure and, what are the possibilities? And then there's Venus that says, I just want to have a good time. Now, the interesting part of this is the aspect to Venus is very difficult, and the aspect to Jupiter is very easy. So in that case, you are thinking, all right, I want to, normally we'd think, I want to go do something that's really fun. But in this case, you're thinking, I want to do something that's important. I want to do something that's adventurous. I want to do something where I grow. Versus the same old, I want to sit around or eat a lot of sugar or watch a lot of TV or whatever. Those are not as interesting to you over this next 2 weeks. Now, what else is going on in this chart is we have Mars at 0 degrees of Sagittarius, making an exact opposition to Uranus. And that combination is very volatile. It means that changes are happening in your life. Now, it's interesting because that Mars is both in your 11th house and 12th house. Uranus is both in your 5th house and 6th house. 11th, 12th energy is that you might receive some sort of message from the universe that then tells you that you need to do something different in your daily life. It may be some inspiration of, that you're going to meditate, or that you are inspired to think something differently or to take a different path. And then the Uranus manifests that in your daily routine. But this is also that maybe interaction with a friend or some group or organization sparks your creativity so that you then go in a different direction. You might get unexpected support. You might find that there's an unexpected block that causes you then to take a new route that gives you then a whole different scenery, a whole different way of looking at things. And then finally, last but not least, this full moon is occurring in your area of children, creativity, romance, speculation, pulling yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit. So when it comes to your kids, there can be something where they're needing something, so they're saying things very loudly. This could be kids or grandkids that your attention is on them, perhaps for some really fun reason. They're throwing a party, or there is a party for them, or this is that they're going through their own growing pains, and you're helping out. This is harmonious energy with your sign, so I'm expecting things to not be like a huge problem, but more like they come to you and say, I need advice, I need some help, I need some guidance. Now, of course, this doesn't have to be about your kids. This could be a creative project, or that you have a breakthrough about, or that you are working on and make consistent progress. This could be about looking at taking a step outside your comfort zone. It's not a huge step, but it's probable because you saw somebody else do it, because this is reflected light, right? The sun is over here in your area of community and friendships. And so your friend says, I'm going to go to Singapore for a trip. You want to come? The reflected light says, okay, I will step out of my comfort zone and go to Singapore. Now, when it comes to love relationships, specifically new love, we'd be looking at your sign ruler in relationship to Venus, and they are making an inconjunct. And that means that love may not be on your mind, or if it is, that you're not quite in the right place, or you go to the right place, but the other person didn't show up to the right place. There's some sort of disconnect happening here. And so it could be that you are in the right place and the other person's in the right place, but you still don't see each other, and your friend's like tugging on your sleeve. Hey, that person really likes you. But you're like, no, they don't. So the inconjunct energy is we have to adjust. We have to do something different. And that is to go into social situations with a different mindset. If it has been, I'm going to find the love of my life here, then say, no, I'm just going to find a friend here. Or if it is, I never find anybody at these places, go to those places where you say, I never meet anybody, because that could be the place you meet them. Now, when it comes to existing love relationships, we're looking for the energy that the moon does in relation to Saturn. And right now, they're not really talking to each other. And that means that, that doesn't mean that you're not talking to your partner. It means that you're doing your thing and they're doing their thing. And it's more difficult to come together for any sort of shared type of activity. It's because you're busy and they're busy. And the things that are important to you right now are not so important to them. They have other priorities. Now, this is a very temporary aspect. It's about 2 weeks. And so in this time, if you need to come together, recognize that you are coming together for different reasons. If there's a problem, say, with a neighbor, your focus might be, I don't want the late night noise. Your partner's focus might be, I want to make sure that we retain a friendship. So different, you're on different pages. Now, when we look at your money, we do think about Saturn quite a bit, because Saturn is the co-ruler of your money. That means that Saturn is a source of money, but Uranus is the main ruler, and it is so active in this chart because it's doing that opposition to Mars. And this says change things up. And even the things that feel like they don't need to be changed, the things that feel like they're working, do something different. When you do something different, you then get support and information. You get more money, basically. You get opportunities. And so change things up, whatever it is. And this could be, even your route to work, how you take the order, how you answer your emails, change things up. And as you do, you'll get much stronger benefits especially during this 2-week period. With an astrology reading, you get more information about who you are, your talents and abilities. You get to see what obstacles are ahead, and you can get a game plan for how to get past those obstacles and find success. So if you're interested in having a reading, there's a link in the description. Now, when it comes to money from business or from investments, we would be looking at the relationship that the sun has with Uranus or Saturn, and right now the sun's not talking to either of those, so that means you're making about the same amount as usual. This sun is in a money house, and so this may mean that it's easier to make money from an employer during this time rather than your own business or investments. It also might mean to look at your business, like if you're kind of an absentee owner, like put on the work shirt and go down into the factory and work side by side with the employees so you can figure out what's working, what the bottlenecks are, what the constraints are. And that, of course, that doesn't bring you immediate money, but that helps you in the long run. So this is a quite strong money chart, but it looks like most of the profits are coming outside this 2-week period. Now, when it comes to money derived from career, and so that would be a paycheck, we are checking to see if there's a relationship between Uranus and Pluto, and that one is very strong. You've had this going on for a while. Plus, again, you've got that sun sitting right up in that house. This is one of those, I'm going to keep saying this to you, this is a very strong time for you to be looking for more money at your job. If you go to your supervisor and they say there's no way you can get more money, that's a sign to move on because you can get more money in a different job. That might mean a different department, that might mean with a different boss, or that could be a whole different company. So but the energy continues to be exceptionally strong for you for making more money when you work for someone else. I just wanted to jump in really quick to say that my big class on predictions is coming up soon. It's on November 9th. We're going to be talking about the year of the fire horse as well as Western astrology predictions. And so if you are interested in what's ahead for 2026, then there is a link in the description with more information and to register.